we on. Are we on? I don't see. There we go. There we go. But you know what's crazy? Our heads. Oh, shoot. Raul, what is going on? All our heads are cut off.
Yeah, we cut off.
Look at my head.
Raul, what's going on?
Look at my head, man.
Do we need to get up and move like 2 feet forward?
He can pan it up.
Or can you? Raul was moving us around. While he's working on that, I'm talking to people. What's up, people? Oh, damn. Oh, you had it a second ago.
So skinny.
You had us. You had us. We're working on a little technical stuff right now, people. Yes, that is a coronavirus mask on said brass. What's up, people? My name is Alex Thomas, and I am the host of the Funny Don't Stop Show. Yes, we are back. We are back. As you can tell, the energy is in the building. I can never do this show without this amazing cast of friends and funny-ass people. Starting right here to my left, the super savvy, amusing in the building. Give it up for him, y'all.
Savvy! Yo, what's going on, people?
How you feel, bro?
Oh man, a little bit better than last week, man. Last week was I mean,
tough.
it was sad last week. It's sad this week too.
Yeah.
But the energy is much better, man. I'm happy to be here. Like you said, it's funny. It's therapeutic. You know, we get to talk about all kind of things, man. So it's a pleasure to be here every week. I'm just happy that the vibes are back up just a little bit.
Yes, I look forward to it, man.
Yeah.
Just getting here to being able to vent with friends. This is sometimes that's what you need, man. Laughter, like they say, laughter is healing.
Yeah,
that's one of my
man.
hashtags. Laughter is healing. I've had people come up to me when I get off stage sometimes, and they're like, "Yo, I had a horrible day till I came to this comedy club tonight." And now
sound like you're at the comedy club now.
Sounds like I'm at the comedy club right now, right? So yeah, you never know. As comics, you know, we're brightening people's days up by making them laugh. You know,
right?
People hate their jobs. People have problems going on in their lives. But when they can come laugh, laughter kind of makes you forget about the bullshit.
It does.
Temporarily.
It does. It's better than being on meth.
Walked in with the mask.
Yeah.
I don't remember a thing.
In fact, before we get to that, I gotta introduce this young lady with the sexy tiger top on. Give it up for Blingin' Betsy Cox, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, Alex, you gotta do it one time, man. There it is. What's up, girl?
It's so sexy when I do it. What's up,
I
y'all?
love when Alex does that little cheat, because he has a joke that he does with the little cheetah joke.
I heard it, and I was on the floor, nigga.
Dude, whenever I do that joke, my voice is gone for about 30 minutes.
But that's why it gotta be at the last, like when you're getting ready to exit the stage. Yeah.
But you know, I could go in as a second for you, Alex. Sometimes, you know, if you ever need a second person to go in for you,
like a stunt double or a stand-in.
Yeah, because I know like half the jokes already.
I know, right.
I can just go right in and do
It's one of my best friends. This dude knows it all.
He could do a whole Alex Thomas set.
Oh my
I
God.
can do a set.
Absolutely.
Are these vegan?
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
are vegans.
They're
I
vegan.
know one thing, they're cute as hell.
They are, man.
I like that. That's like
She be
children.
coming with the cold kicks, though, man.
Yeah. What's up, Betsy?
What's up,
They're
Bessie?
coconuts by Matisse. They're cheap vegan. They're like $90.
There's a such thing as cheap
Cheap vegan?
Well, I mean,
I
it's
didn't
just
know that
not.
either.
Me
You
either.
can get Stella McCartney, or you can get
she got like the high-end vegan shit.
Oh my God, yeah, I love me some Stella McCartney.
You learn something new every
Stella
day.
McCartney.
How's everything been though?
It's good. It's good. I've been busy. Two of my dogs got in a fight today. One had to get
no.
3 stitches in the eye. My babies.
They fought
That
like
was a hell of a fight right there. Damn.
Like Crips
Stitches?
and Bloods. Yep.
How the hell does one puppy hit a Doberman picture in the eye and give him a black eye and the dog's
And
on
it
black?
needs
Let me tell
stitches
you
at that.
something. My 5 dogs probably are gonna cost more than your 3 kids. So,
Wow.
She not lying either.
yeah.
Are you really serious? They all have insurance?
We don't have insurance. I did have one, and it probably saved me $20,000 in dog bills.
Damn.
on one of them.
Okay, you need to explain to me how the hell a dog gets stitches like over his eye in a fight.
One of my dogs.
Who get who? What happened?
Holly snapped and bit Sky, got her on the eye, gave her a little slice on the eye, took her to the vet, emergency.
Oh, she was bleeding.
Rushing and bleeding like crazy. Poor little Sky Hog. All she wants to do is eat too.
Shout out to Skyhawk. We hope you get better.
How do you discipline them? Like when they get in trouble? Like what do you do?
I'm embarrassed to tell you what I do. I scream like my mom. I'm like,
And they stop.
and they stop. We're
Or like
all
they know
scared.
they're in trouble. They know they did something wrong.
I turned into my mom.
Hilarious.
And my neighbors are like, yeah, we heard you this morning. Is
Bro,
that
let's move those cameras around when different people are talking. I just wanted to say that because we were, yeah. Say that again. What were you saying?
About what? How do you discipline? How do you discipline the dogs when they get in trouble? You know.
You don't spank them.
No, I don't hit them. I just go, no.
So that would be doggy abuse?
That's doggy abuse.
Is there like, what is it called? The children's services?
Dog services.
There's puppy services?
Oh, yeah, you can report people for dog.
For abusing dogs.
Absolutely.
Wow,
You
that's
can report
crazy.
people.
You ever call that little Spanish guy Caesar over to come talk to the dogs and try to get them?
Is he the dog whisperer?
Yeah, there you go, the dog whisperer. And
Does he really talk to them?
Yeah, he comes out like if you got a problem with your dog pooping on the floor or whatever.
So he'll walk up to your dog and be like, actually, whisper, y'all acting like y'all don't know.
He doesn't.
You know,
He comes right.
I was whispering.
Alex,
Why is he
dude
the
really
dog
has
whisperer?
all the answers
Yeah,
though.
he
He'll
does.
come over here. I'll say, this is wrong with your dog. This is what your dog's doing now. Okay, so what you're doing is you're training your dog to poop on the floor. He doesn't respect you. He thinks you're. Yeah. He has no fucking respect for you. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Puppy. Poo out. I'm a lion.
Nah, he right.
Keep going. What does he say?
He says, puppy, poo outside. See, the puppy listens to me. He doesn't respect you. That's what the problem is. So just give me the dog. You don't deserve to have the dog. Give me the dog.
And he's got like 200 dogs.
Yeah, he
Oh my
does.
God. See, that's the kind of shit you need to be doing on stage.
Yeah, you need to take that.
Dogs is universal.
Yeah.
You always talk about white people don't get me. All white people have dogs. She got 25 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they all watch that show.
He
But
posted
I didn't.
Savvy, do that voice that you did in the
But sometimes you don't know how good something is until everybody starts laughing. All of y'all are laughing.
That's what the workout in comedy is.
Yeah.
You go, we're the audience. Yeah, there's 2 or 3 of us.
Yeah.
But a comedy club and people that's hilarious. I saw the show one time.
Bro, you gotta see it.
And I'm dying.
You'll be
laughing
rolling,
because
man.
I remember his little.
That's his
soft
voice. That's
Hispanic-
him.
Yeah, dude, you got it.
Yeah, that's him, bro.
All right, and 2, all right. We have the very healthy, non-virus ass nigga, Sid Brass in the building. What up, Sid?
Yo, what's up, man?
You just living, huh?
Yes, look,
Healthy as a motherfucker, huh?
I'm living.
Okay, you got the industrial mask on.
Yeah. Just
Like,
like
what's the
I
name
told
of the
you.
shit? What's it called? The Corona?
Yes.
Corona ain't fucking with you right now.
He got that Corona, man.
You gotta
He's
get
got
the
the
N95
N95
proof. Yeah, you gotta get
He
that
got that
N95.
OG,
He got the N95.
that Mortal Kombat one, man. Ain't nothing getting in that.
So if you get the cheap AM PM 76 station mask,
Oh, yeah.
you might die.
Yeah.
Nah,
But he got the
he
what's it called? The N95?
N95.
he got that one,
The
man.
N stands for neoprene.
He good. Like a little infected Chinaman can yawn on him. It ain't gonna get shit.
Ain't gonna happen.
He's straight.
Not gonna happen. Not
Yeah.
at all.
A Chinese dude with double pneumonia can sneeze in your
Yeah.
face.
No doubt.
And you be like, ain't going through the N95, motherfucker.
Nah, exactly.
You can spit on me, motherfucker. It ain't gonna happen. Because I got the N95 on.
Y'all joking, but I'm dead serious.
Oh,
So
man.
explain to us this mask. Are you working around people that just landed?
Yeah,
from Hong Kong?
man, I'm in public a lot, man, and so
Okay.
I caught on to it real quick because all of the Chinese people.
People were dying around you? Or?
No, but everybody Chinese was wearing the mask, and I was like, "What do they know?"
I don't know.
I felt like freshman year of college all over again, where I was when I first went to this.
You went to a Chinese
I
law
went
school?
I went to a
Okay.
predominantly white institution.
Okay.
They call them PWIs.
What? Say that?
Predominantly white institution.
And they call PWI.
PWI.
See, you only learn shit like this being around fact.
You got to.
I never
Right.
knew. So in other words, Duke, Harvard, Yale, those are
PWI.
PWIs.
Predominantly white
White
institutions.
institutions, right?
Okay.
Like HBCU.
What did the mask
So
have to do around?
no,
here
it's not
white
the
people?
mask.
Okay.
I went to before my fall freshman year,
Okay.
and I went on campus, and black high school. You used to kind of fitting in, but going to a class, my physics with about 200 people in the physics class. The professor doesn't even call a TA. Comes out, pops in a VHS with the professor talking. Hey, everybody, welcome to the day of Physics 101, right? And everybody walks out the class. Literally gets up and walks out the class. Yo, they're taking everybody I was like, yo, I finally, like, after a couple weeks of this, I go up to one, I'm like, yo, for the test, no. Like, dude, how do y'all know what's on the test? Oh, yeah, we got all the homework. So it was like, long story, it's like, man, everybody knew something that I didn't know. And
I was not going to let your black ass know nothing.
No, nothing.
They were just going to leave you out in the dark.
Same, bro. There's always somebody out there that knows something we don't. Like, let's, for an example, I've been stuck at about 200-something thousand for almost a year. There was another guy, he's at $1 million organic because I checked. So what I'm saying is, clearly, but he's caught on to something that I just simply don't know what it is.
But at the end of the day, you're talented.
Right.
And you can do something he can't do. What the fuck you talking about? But I know he ain't getting on stage.
No, that's
working
for sure.
the lane. But at the end of the day, stand-up comedy is an art form. And you can get famous from it. And a whole lot of great things. Similar story to both you guys. But mine has sound golf because it gives me something to do all day, every day, in every city I go to. And, not think about the show tonight. Not think about this. Relax, right?
Right.
So I'm playing this golf course in Omaha, Nebraska. And we're like on the 9th hole. It was already overcast. And I'm like, okay, looks like it might rain, but I didn't bring any rain clothes. And I'm like, God damn, I hope this shit does not come down on us.
Right.
And it just happened to be, I was walking that day. So usually when you play golf, you can either ride on the golf course.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of, whoever I'm going to play with, if 3 guys are walking, I'm going to walk to it.
But go ahead, finish your story. Where I got to walk.
Oh yeah, there's only certain courses you walk, but it kind of feels weird. You get put with a foursome, and everybody's walking.
Yeah.
And you rolling and shit.
Right.
Then you feel fucking, you know, like lazy. So I'm like, we're all gonna walk, so we'll all be at the same place.
Oh Lord.
Right.
So I walk with the 3 white boys, right? So we're playing golf, and all of a sudden I just heard. I'm like, oh shit, it might start to rain, right?
yeah.
But I guess I'm like.
Oh, that sound was thunder?
Yeah, it was thunder.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like,
Right.
okay. You ever heard thunder? But
Give us a real
Not
thunder
yet.
sound, Savvy. Give us a real thunder sound, Savvy.
I heard it at home, right? Like in my hand, whatever, and I hear it again. Like I'm hearing, like it might hit it.
Right.
Right? Like when one hits his ball, right? There we go, right? So my ball went somewhere from them. I wasn't in the fairway, right? When I tell you, my ball, like it's almost like me hitting my ball, just started a torrential rainstorm. I'm talking boom, and you just, it started coming down like cats and dogs. Dude, when I tell you, I looked for the white boys, when I tell you, they had already ran after the first time. When I tell you they were gone, they didn't say, hey, buddy, 200 yards away from me. And all the golf courses in the Midwest, they have these they're like little rest stop, like a bus stop.
Yeah.
But overhangs just so when you're caught out in the middle of a golf course and rain comes down, it's covered. Like it fits about 10, 15 people, but I'm like, motherfucker, were y'all going to tell me about this cover? They didn't say, hey, stop, come on, man, rain, lightning. I've only been playing 2 years. Dude, when I tell you, I ran over there and they were barely wet.
Wow.
They ran.
They got the
after
warnings.
the first strike.
Right.
I was in the rain for like 5 minutes to get to them. So I get to them and I'm like, I just jumped in the pool. I'm tripping. I'm like, well, y'all motherfuckers, we just didn't have time. It's deadly out here.
Damn, deadly?
He's like, I remember I've only been golfing 2 years. I'm like, what do you mean deadly? He goes, Omaha, Nebraska is like one of the number 1 cities in
Hit by
America
lightning.
that golfers get killed on golf courses because the lightning from your golf ride hits. So that's why they have these all over. He goes, what's the thing when people die and the plaques are in the ground?
Chalk?
Headstones.
Where different people were killed.
Oh, hell no.
Nigga, by the time we got to the 18th, I'm counting headstones.
You thought those were T-box, but it wasn't T-box.
Yes, 25 motherfuckers have been killed here over the 60 years. I'm like, I could have been number 26.
Oh, wow.
And y'all motherfuckers didn't tell me
They didn't say shit, they just ran.
They just ran, and now that it's brought to my attention, it's like not really a headstone, it's just like a cobblestone on the ground, and it say, 1921 to 67.
Yeah.
Lightning strike.
2 to 97. I'm like, This is a deadly ass golf course.
Wow.
Crazy.
I don't know why the fuck I just brought that up.
Yeah.
Why the fuck did that just come up?
I don't know.
But it was
it's
a good
funny as
story.
hell.
Oh, because
Everybody
about
knowing-
black people or people, not white
Everybody
people.
knowing something you don't know.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
topic.
They knew something you didn't know.
They knew
Now
something
you
I
learned
didn't know.
something.
I found out the hard way. So, long story short, I won't be going on any golf courses in the Midwest or
Yeah.
anywhere.
Nebraska.
If the rain is going to come down because lightning kills golfers.
Yeah.
But they weren't going to tell me.
But my sister got struck by lightning in the south. Felicia.
Really?
Well, she was jumping in a puddle and lightning struck the puddle, but she jumped out, but it hit her a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, she
When
got
was a
cooked.
kid, baby?
I got electrocuted too. Yeah.
How the fuck do two sisters get electrocuted?
Well, I got electrocuted
in a
in a-
lifetime?
I got electrocuted because our house was like a shack, and the wall was really poor. It was all cut open. The wiring was bad, and we were with wet hair and our shoes off. And I just didn't listen to my mom. But that pull this, it pulls you in, and you're
that's
stuck on it, and your whole
Oh, so
body's.
like-
Yeah.
I had to jump back.
How long would you say the electrocution
Why I'm an idiot in school.
Did it happen at a young age?
Yeah, it did. It
How
happened
old
when
were
I
you?
was probably like
She got
6 or something.
Jolted.
Yeah, well, we're happy that you're here.
Yeah.
And we're happy that you're here.
gotta
Thank
be
you,
careful.
thank you.
With the, so you're gonna,
Yeah, I'm aware it in public, but you know,
when you're in smaller places. You're
yeah, I'm
okay.
smaller. Unfortunately, no.
Do you wear the mask in bed? Like if you're getting busy, do you?
No.
What'd you say, baby?
Dark Vader in the bed.
Not at all.
No
Not at all.
foreplay this week. I got
No,
my
if
mask
I'm
on.
out in public, I'll wear it if I'm out in public. But when I'm in the privacy of my home, no.
Oh, you might have a freak and she be like, okay,
Nah.
where mama ass at?
I hate it though,
We
man.
playing games this evening? Let's go.
I hate when shit like that happens though, man, because like right now I have a cold and you be scared to sneeze. People be like, man, what that motherfucker got, man? Sneezing and clearing the throat and shit. You got that coronavirus. When the last time you been to China, motherfucker? With shit, man.
Okay, well, said you have an extra N9 700?
Unfortunately, I.
N95.
Yes.
So while we're on the topic, that shit is very serious right now. Like,
Yeah.
Raul was just telling me they built a complete hospital in 10 days in China.
Yeah.
It's like the size of the Beverly Center. 7,000 construction workers. Like, that lets you know how serious it is.
It's for real,
They
yeah.
built from ground up. And what's the number now? I mean, you were going to talk about
I don't know the numbers, man. The numbers are very staggering. Seeing how this thing is just going really crazy, and the fact that we don't know how to really detect it. Only once people have shown the symptoms of it, as well as, people are walking around right now that's with it, and maybe like in 14 days they'll start seeing the symptoms of it.
Is it man-made? Are they saying that? Or I don't
I guess they're eating
Well, it's a lot of
bats.
conspiracy theories
Yeah.
on that, but unfortunately, most viruses are considered man-made. Nature doesn't create these things alone.
I thought we talked about this. That woman made bat soup, and everybody started eating the bat
Yeah,
soup.
they said it could come from
Yeah,
bats.
it's a lot of different conspiracy, but it did originate from bats. Now,
And
what
China's the
form-
only country that they eat bats, or there's other countries that eat bats too?
Well, it depends on what kind of bat they ate, what the.
Oh, there's certain, you can eat a certain type of bat and not get it?
Well, a certain type
Okay.
of bat is eating certain things, right? So these animals are carrying viruses, but they're not meant for humans to consume.
Not to sound racist or crazy, but I've watched a lot of these shows. The shows the guy goes around the world and eats.
Yeah.
all
Oh
types of
yeah, I
things.
saw that shit.
And I've seen them in China literally eating bats and rats.
Aw, that's so sad.
That's
I
pretty
love
sick.
bats.
That's what it
That's
is.
fucking
Yeah,
crazy.
it's crazy.
Nasty.
Talk about sad shit. They put that shit
Yeah.
like literally big bowl, chopsticks, and this bitch is eating a fucking black eagle looking bat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
With some Lowry salad. And bitch, Lowry and Red Rooster is not going to happen.
Hell no.
Bite into a bat and a side of rats.
That ain't gonna.
Oh, like when me and my wife, we went to Hong Kong when she was pregnant with Halo, and we the type that we walked up and down them streets to see what these people. And when I tell you, everything on the planet was hanging.
Yeah.
We didn't eat. We ate at a hotel. We didn't eat nothing on the streets. No street meat.
Yeah.
Because once it's fried and they put some
Yeah, it take
broccoli
everything.
next to the rice and make it look, they be like, oh, this shit is amazing. What is this? That is a Mickey Mouse. What the fuck? Mickey Mouse and rice?
Yeah.
You gave us a
That ain't a Mickey Mouse.
Ethnicities can take certain foods,
Very true.
and I think a lot of people think that of course we always say, oh, we're all human, but all our digestive systems are kind of different, and the fact that they can eat high sodium diets, we can't eat that much sodium and things of that nature.
Should take
Our
us out.
bodies are
Yeah.
all designed to take and consume certain type of food. So
Right.
Well, I'm gonna dive into the show. We just got that out up front. I just gotta let you guys. Animated series Motown Magic just got nominated this week for another NAACP
That's what's
award.
up,
Right.
man.
Excited about that.
Magic.
We lost.
Motown.
Yes, Motown Magic. And for the people watching, that's me. I'm the red 1965 Cadillac. I'm in every single episode. Last year we lost against Doc McStuffins because that's a huge Disney cartoon.
Yeah.
But we were brand new last year. So the awards are coming up in a few weeks, and we're nominated again. So hopefully we win again because our ratings were crazy this year. Just want to thank Motown Magic, all the kids out there in the world, 1 to 10 years old.
Motown Magic.
Motown Magic, yes, so I appreciate that. Another thing this week, we had our gender reveal. I'm super excited. For all the people wondering, it's a boy.
Yeah.
It's a boy. His name is Trust Alexander Thomas. He is going to be here on August 8th. We did the gender reveal at Sherwood Country Club. Shout out to that's my beautiful wife, Brazy. She's 3 months pregnant right now, so we're excited. That's my dad. It was just small amount of close family and friends. There's Sid Nolan and little legend in Halo.
Oh,
Sid Brass was there. What you think, Sid?
No, it was a great event, man.
Raul.
A lot of blue. A lot of blue.
Huh?
A lot of blue in the building, so I think everybody was happy because
Yes.
a lot of us wore blue.
Yes.
So I think it's a good thing. We got it.
Why did Halo seem so upset about it?
Brother, she is only 4 years old. She almost had a nerve to hit the golf ball, and it went blue.
Yeah.
I was so in another world because I was like, oh my God, you really don't know.
Right.
And she's the only person like boo-hoo crying.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh, she must not want no boys.
Halo, and she wanted a sister.
Yeah. Oh, Halo.
She it's so funny because she's trying to talk and she tries to use big words. I was like, what's wrong, Halo? Why are you crying? She goes, Daddy, this is so embarrassing. I'm like, that's the wrong word. Mixed in my feelings. She was so put words together.
Yeah.
She was hurt, man. She wanted a sister, man.
But we told her, you're going to be a big sister now. You're going to have little brothers. But now she's like, what's your little brother's name going to be? Trust.
So she happy now?
Yes, she's happy.
All right.
Shout out to my wife because she comes up with these. Came up with Legends, she came up with Halo, and she came up with Trust. So big round of applause.
Yes.
Big round of applause for the wife, hey!
So we're just extending the family.
Great job. He gets at least you can do his name, huh?
No, exactly. They got my middle name.
Oh, they did.
My real name is Alexander.
Right.
There it is. That's Legend Alexander Thomas.
So
Trust's
cute.
name is going to be Trust Alexander Thomas. And my daughter's name is Halo Alexandria.
Oh, okay, I got
So
you.
we're keeping that name alive. My dad's name is Alexander and all that, so yeah.
You a junior?
I am a junior.
My man.
I'm a junior, so.
I love the name Alexander too. It's
That's dope.
I like
Thank
the
you.
full name. Like you should go by that.
Alexander
I
the
hated
Great.
it my whole life because I was a kid. I was like, that's not gonna look good on a soccer jersey.
Alexander.
Or baseball. I just didn't like Alexander as a kid. I felt it was too long.
Hi,
Now that I'm older,
Alexander.
I'm like, that is kind of cool.
Stage from Los Angeles, California. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Alexander.
I feel like I would have had to go out.
Yeah, exactly.
Alexander.
Alexander. Man, let's dive in, man. Your boy won that MVP, Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson, rightfully so.
He
won
deserved
the
it, right,
MVP.
Sammy?
He deserved it.
Yeah.
He deserved it. He
And
played his ass off the entire season, and he
Raul put
absolutely
up the
deserved
Super Bowl.
it. He put up the Super Bowl
So I
check.
guess we're going to talk about that.
Yeah, Raul just like,
Raul
look,
doing his thing.
Raul like, look, let's get this shit out the way, goddammit. Don't nobody want to talk about no motherfucking Patrick Mahomes.
So, since we saw that pitch, we got to talk about congratulations
Yes.
to the Super Bowl champ, Kansas City.
Kansas City Chief. I think it was been since 19.
It was a great
Deservedly so.
Is that
Outstanding
Gatorade?
game.
Ooh, that
Gatorade.
KO'd me.
And
I'm happy for my man, our coach here.
Andy Reid.
Andy Reid, he actually, the most wins as an NFL coach in NFL history to not get a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So this is great for him.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
What do you
yeah.
think about the game, Savvy?
I love the game, man. And like you said, a lot of people were getting happy early on, but if we had that repeat tape that I said it last week, I said one of the reasons I believe the Chiefs would win is because they're a team that's built with a high-powered offense that can come from behind.
Yeah.
We watched them do it so many times. They did it against the Texans. So when the Niners had them on the ropes, I was just texting my boys like, hey, you celebrating too early, bro. Like, you know, these guys can come back.
It was 10-10 at halftime.
Yeah.
So that lets you know right there it was a good game. It was defense.
Yeah.
It wasn't this blowout everybody thought it was going to be. Great.
It was a great game, but I'm telling you what hurt the 40. Oh, man.
I could not believe
When they stopped running the football because, in fact, Tyrann Matthews was saying like, man, thank God they stopped because we didn't have an answer for him.
It's a little too late now.
It's too late, you know?
That dude, I forget his name, number 31. That dude had 230-something yards.
Man, he was
No
killing
one had
it.
ever heard of him, and he had some amazing running game. I thought they were going to be like, oh, my God, they found a secret weapon.
Right.
At this time of year, I thought they were going to run all over the Chiefs. They barely used the dude. I don't know if they got said never mind.
Yeah, I don't know, man, but that pretty much.
I think they were trying to play a little bit of like devil's advocate. They figured that, okay, they're going to go in, coming back from long deficits. They're going to think that we're going to run the ball and try to control the clock and be and then basically hold the ball and run the clock out.
Right.
So I think they were trying to second guess the defense. City was going to protect the run.
Yeah.
But no, we're going to stay aggressive. And
Jimmy threw like, what, a couple of picks, a couple of interceptions?
Yeah, to see, I mean, even Mahomes a little early, I was like, okay, we haven't seen him get rattled.
Right.
So I was like, how's he going to deal with this adversity? It was really an even matchup.
It was.
It wasn't one of those like Peyton Manning and you got some one-year dude. Like these dudes are damn near equal in stature. I mean, I feel good. I'm excited about one thing, a little fact. Usually you're the one with the fact.
I was holding it, but I think you're going to give it away, the one I was going to say.
It's something that you would probably say.
About blackness, right?
Man,
Black
first time
quarterback.
ever there's been
I was gonna say
MVP as a black quarterback and also MVP of the league and the winner of a Super Bowl black quarterback in the same year. It's never happened. I'm going to say that clearly. There's never been an MVP winner and a Super Bowl winner in the same year. So that just to me shows times are changing. You know, we had a black, obviously, Russell Wilson, before him, Doug Williams. In this 100-year history of this game, you know, it's finally, you know, some things are happening. But I'm proud of both of them for 2 amazing seasons.
Yeah, man.
What did you guys feel about Jay-Z and Beyonce not standing up for the national anthem?
Do you guys believe that was done purposely, or it was just like, I don't feel like getting up?
Yeah, I think sometimes we put too much thought into what Jay-Z and Beyonce does.
Because that's what I was thinking. I think it was just a situation where it was like, I don't feel like standing up right now.
It's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. With him,
That's the unfortunate part.
Yeah.
You have a great point, but you kind of know you're sitting there and 100,000 people are standing and you're not.
Yeah.
So it's weird because remember, he just cut a deal with the NFL.
Right.
He's the one that was, you know, like saying how we're over kneeling.
Right.
And trust me, they talked about that while they're getting out the car. Blue, don't stand. Bay, don't stand. We're not standing.
Right.
And yes, it gets the whole world talking, good or bad. I think they're so huge that it's not going to affect them in any kind of way.
I think it was them trying to get cred back with the black community because they lost a lot of cred with Jay-Z going and making a deal. I don't think he thought that anybody was going to raise a fuss. Everybody was just going to go with status quo and be excited that Jay-Z got a deal with violence and gun violence, and he worked the deal. But people turned on him quick. Like, yo, where's Kaepernick at?
Yeah.
What are you doing? And he took a lot of bad hits for his relationships with being able to come out in the public and sit down with Roger Goodell. So I think that this is him trying to signal back to the black crowd to say, see, I'm still down with y'all, but nobody's buying it.
Didn't Jay-Z, was it last year, when he was upset at a few people wanting to perform at the awards, and he's like, yo, I don't know if it was A$AP Rocky or
him and
somebody
Rihanna,
was going to do it, and he was like, yo, fuck that. Don't go there, and then boom, he goes the next year, and he sits down. A lot of people are looking at it like, so who are you? You live in this country. I'm playing devil's advocate now.
Right.
This is not my opinion, but people are like, you live in this country. Our armed forces are protecting this country so that we can live with no one coming here to try to bomb us and this and that. And like, this is what you do. This is how you think. You know, there's a lot of people on both sides going, so they're so rich or they're so famous that they don't have to stand up.
No, it's another one of those.
Because there's other people in that building that were famous too and they stood. Is that them going, yeah, but they're not as big as us? Like, I don't know.
Well, it's another one of those damned if you do, damned if you don't. When you're trying to please both sides, corporate America and status quo, and you're trying to prove something to the wokey woke black crowd. Because both constituencies can see some play in that. And I think for this one, they were going with strictly, we want to please the black constituency. And I think most black people understand that America isn't ours, although we've contributed to it. We know that when you look at the lyrics to the national anthem, there are a lot of, we'll say, prejudices towards African Americans, and that's a light way of saying it, in the national anthem song. So I think, again, all of this was about signaling back to the African American wokey woke constituency that, hey, we're still down with you too. We're just playing the game. Wait, we got something big coming for y'all. We're just playing chess, not checkers.
What's your feeling, Betsy, on Jay-Z and Beyonce not standing for the national anthem?
I have no feeling about it, okay?
Really?
Just stick to performing. Just stick to doing concerts. Really, I mean, what do you say? You think because they didn't kneel and they didn't stand, it's a something?
All right, I get you.
Is that what you're saying? I just don't
No,
know.
That's what people are saying.
I'll
Yeah.
tell you this.
Yeah.
I do feel like the player that did the kneel against black violence,
Kaepernick.
the cops, all the cop brutality. Yes, I mean, I think that was a stand. That was, to me, I know, I don't remember, somebody here said something about it, like they didn't agree, but I thought, good for him. You know, I'm sorry. And I did like that Nike gave him that ad, and I you know, I mean, somebody needs to take a stand for that, but I just feel like with Jay-Z and Beyonce, it's all just, you know, I mean, it's super famous, super rich. Besides, it doesn't, I don't know. Anyway, do you know, let me just tell you this. This is one thing that I think is super cool. Like, Cash Money Records does so much for the kids in the projects. Like,
In New Orleans.
Yeah. Like
Baby and all
feeds.
those guys.
Yeah, they
All right.
all like have dinner every night for those kids, get the kids out, food. Like they do. My mom always talks about that. And like the game, I know you know, the game, it's no joke what he does for people,
It's a lot of
family.
them out there that care about their
It's
communities
just
and
like,
give back.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, when that kid from Teach Me How to Dougie, you know, got shot and killed, the game paid for that kid's funeral, for the family. Like, it's just, so like, those are the things, like, I want to highlight. Not, you know, standing or, I don't, you know,
it's just not that big of a deal.
Yeah, it's like, okay, great. You know, whatever. Okay,
Before we move on, I got to give a big shout out to our producer, the man that got these backdrops and have us looking fly every week behind the scenes. Say it with me.
Raul Guzman.
Yeah, man, we really, really appreciate what he puts in every week.
I love this background.
Oh, that's the background.
That's a lot right there.
That beautiful city of Los Angeles. Talk to us about the chick shit report, man. What's going on in the chick shit report?
Let me see if y'all care about this.
You always got some interesting stuff.
Yeah, I always look forward to it.
So this week, a Jewish family was kicked off of an American Airlines flight because their body odor was so bad that people on the plane were complaining. And the staff on the plane were complaining that the smell was killing them. They couldn't stay on the plane.
So basically, they were functified.
They were humiliated.
Okay, Betsy, I see you.
I guess some people, you know, here's what I like to say, and I've been around a lot of these people, like let's just say people in the Middle East, and they take showers, they use soap, but what they don't do, they don't put on lotions. They don't put on deodorants.
Oh.
Yeah, because you can still take a shower.
Yeah.
But if you don't put on the correct stuff, an aroma could commence or whatever the word.
Alex you're being nice. They not taking showers, bro. They not taking showers.
See, I think they take showers like I don't want to say groups of people, but I played basketball a couple times with a couple of hairy ass Armenians, right? Like my boy Chris Spencer said he played basketball. Dude, they take shirts with skins. He took the shirt off. He was like, "Motherfucker, you got on a fur tank top." Chris Spencer, that's your joke. Shout out to you, brother. That's the funniest shit I ever heard.
Austin Powers like a motherfucker.
I feel like I would have a fur tank top if I was a man. Like, I'm just so hairy.
Are you hairy?
Oh my God, as much hair is on my head as the rest all over my body.
Stop it.
Yes.
No way.
You got a blonde bush that hangs down your kneecap?
It's not blonde.
Oh, no.
I
You
get
gotta go
that
to the
wet.
barber shop?
I I go to the barbershop, I get waxed, and I give that
Oh,
bitch
my
a tip.
God.
You know what
Oh,
I'm saying? Like, I'm like, I don't want to deal with this shit.
No. But what I'm saying is, people that don't see, I thought they took showers and just didn't put on lotions.
That's
and
what I
deodorants,
thought, too.
So I thought that's what the funk is. You're saying that they don't take
They're
showers.
not taking showers, man.
And what's the reason for that?
I think that's a very Eurocentric concept. I think that a lot of these nationalities, they just don't believe culturally in taking showers. That's
So
not
what do
something
you
that they
do
do.
to clean yourself?
Yeah, but you have to take a shit.
But
You
you have
can't
to.
just never.
Are you saying no showers, but it's a bath?
No, they don't take showers daily like we do take showers over here. That's more of
Because
an
what
American
is your
concept.
guess? Because I mean, you don't know. The
Well,
answer.
twice a month.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Other people in other countries, that's just something that we do as Americans. That's something that we have been taught to do. But a lot of other ethnicities and cultural people, part of their culture isn't to take.
To conserve water? Or
No,
what is
these
this?
are
Not taking
Americans.
showers.
These are Americans. They are saying they are suing American Airlines.
Oh, they're
saying that-
American Jews.
Yeah, and they're saying it's racial discrimination. Although American Airlines said, "Listen, we're so sorry about this, but we're gonna get you a hotel for the night.
Oh,
You have
my
all your
God.
free meals on us." Like, I might go on a plane stanking and get a hotel and something.
I'm not gonna wash my ass so I can stay in the Ritz Carlton in this bitch.
Get me off this. Where am I eating?
And
my
shout
goodness.
out to all of our Jewish friends. We're not saying everyone's like this is a specific
Big story.
Family.
story
Yeah.
of a Jewish family that sat on an American airline flight and they smelled like the inside of an orangutan's asshole.
Yeah.
The pink part. So,
Yeah.
with that being said, that's just the story happened. They didn't wash their asses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what Sad said is he heard that some people don't take baths or showers at all.
Yeah, certain cultures they just don't take showers.
Because the smell attracts.
They're not even conscious of the
Oh,
smell.
she's funky. I love her.
They're not even conscious of it.
She smells so good. Forget this Corona mask.
I'm telling you, just like shaving, like women and a lot of Americanized women shave, or a lot of Americanized women douche. Women in other cultures don't do that. They don't shave their hair. They don't do.
Coochie's supposed to
Yeah.
smell like coochie.
A lot of women are not
And
shaving
deadly.
right now because
Yeah.
this woman and what is it? Why are they? They're not
They're
shaving.
not shaving their underarms
Yeah.
either.
Because of what?
Yeah.
Because they want to, feel like
Free.
yeah,
Free?
like you know how.
So funky and free, or do you mean just?
well, I think
Yeah.
it's sort of
Funky
like a
and free.
feminist thing. It's like a new feminist move. Like,
Also, the
let's
hairy
not
movement's
shave.
coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if
I don't-
I
I don't
didn't
like
shave my underarms,
You
let
look
me
like a man.
it would be
Conan the Barbarian. You
it
look
would
like.
be outrageous. Like
You're
yeah.
just a hairy girl.
I am a
Do you have
very
to wax your arms and stuff too? 'Cause you would
no, like my arm hair is okay. It's not bad. I don't do that. But
Do
like
you
I'm,
dye it too because so to match your hair?
No,
Because I've seen women that like their natural hair colors browned or what's the
but they don't have brown hair on their arms.
But I've seen women that have their natural color hair, legs and arms, but their hair be dyed like yours.
Yeah.
So it all makes sense. If you're blonde up here, you don't want to have dark black hairy ass arms
Right.
and legs, and then your hair is blonde, and then you're lying and you now know something's going on. Like now you might have a nappy dugout.
Everybody's hair, other places is
Yeah.
a different color,
Yeah.
but most
No, it's
people.
crazy. I was born with blonde pubic hairs. And I'm
Here we go.
Motherfucker.
Here we go. Here we go.
You lying like a motherfucker.
Yeah, we had to check your DNA, Alex. Alex got blonde pubic hairs. We gotta check your
Well, you
DNA.
got one on me. Because I wasn't.
I just made that shit up.
The blonde pubic hair.
Because I'm just bullshitting. But
Yeah, look like Cisco.
I look like Cisco.
Let me see.
He
What the
has
fuck were
blonde
we, and
pubic
how did we get
hairs.
on the blonde pubic
We'll
hairs?
name him Alexander. We'll name him Alexander.
Right?
Alexander the Gold.
Yeah. All right.
What the fuck were we talking about? You talking about blonde pubic hair.
Oh, we're just talking about
Just
the
about
state of people.
feminist
Oh, the
movement.
fuck, y'all
How
was
talking
their hair
about
going
stinking
out the
people on the
plane,
plane.
the
Yeah.
stank, it's all a big.
So now let's talk about it. Could they win the case? Do you need witnesses that be like, no, I was sitting in D7 behind her and my nose hair singed, or my uncle threw up, or like, how do you win that case? Your Honor, there's proof that they did not clean their ass.
My uncle threw up.
No, they gonna pay.
I put the N95 mask on and I could still smell that
There
shit.
you go. There you go.
I caught the BO virus.
Oh,
Yeah.
But there's no
what's
law
the BS?
though,
Oh,
right?
that's the booty hole virus.
There's no law against stinking though, right? There's
No, it
law.
ain't. But they're gonna win some money, like you said.
They're gonna win.
It's all cultural
because
appropriation.
there's no law
Yeah.
that says you can't be stinking on a plane.
Well, I
That
think
is
there's
true.
got to be something that says,
Is there something for it, like public
it's-
something?
Yeah, it's like you can't get on a plane and just start cursing and drop
Smelling
F-bombs
No, it's a
screaming with a
nuisance.
bunch of kids around
Right.
because
Well,
we have freedom
yeah, I
of
know
speech.
you can't do that.
That could
You
be-
can't just get on
Yeah.
a plane smelling like an alley. Like people just walk up to you and just pee on you.
Yeah.
Just, hey, there you
That's
go.
sick, man.
You can't get on a plane smelling
Now,
like
how you
roadkill.
and your wife
just-
stink though? That's crazy.
What you say?
So how you and
they,
your
they,
wife
they
stink
perfectly
though?
match.
Well, they're a match made in heaven.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. It was love, funk at first sight. You know what I mean? I knew when I first met her, I was like,
using
she
that
smelled
dub.
Like an asshole.
That-
She's an asshole and she smelled like an asshole. That's what really
Oh
just
wow.
made me love her.
I
even
just
more.
love that dub and
Yeah.
onion flavored soap.
We had a lot in common, and when we first talked, it was like, you don't wipe either, and you know, it's just
I just thought it was
just air
amazing.
dry. And
Air, ugh.
can you imagine you take a shit and you don't wipe yourself?
That's some nasty
That's
shit,
how
man.
they are.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, Alex just adding stuff on, man.
Making it all
He's just making it
Piling
more and more disgusting
on.
as
Yeah,
it goes
just
on.
piling
They shower in the toilet bowl with shit in it. And they
They
just
just have a shitty
drip
relationship.
dry.
Shitty
Yeah.
relationship, and it worked out.
I couldn't even imagine her on her cycle though. I couldn't even imagine her on her cycle. Like,
That's
wait,
even
Here we
worse.
go, say, here we
You
go.
gotta add to it.
no,
Get the
I'm just,
mask on.
I'm just saying.
That's even
I
worse.
get it. Yeah.
That's awful.
Yeah.
But you know, in that
Nasty.
culture
Okay,
though,
so-
the women has to sleep in another bed and they have to like not be in the house.
Well, then again, they
Yeah.
probably love each other. He loves the funk.
Yeah.
He loves the mixture.
He loves the funk.
He gotta have
That funk.
All right,
Go
let's
ahead,
get
yeah.
off of funk and get on to the next chick shit. Oh, yeah, there you have it. Chick shit.
Oh gosh. Okay. How do we feel about a birthright program for Africans in America?
Finally. What you got to say about that, Sam?
I'm not buying it, man.
You not buying it?
I'm not buying it. I'm not buying what they selling.
It's happening.
All right, for the people that don't know what birthright is, I didn't know either. I found out last year, my first time ever knowing what birthright was.
I still don't know.
I'll explain to you now. When I went to Jerusalem, I did 9 shows in Israel, and it's actually an amazing program. Birthright, basically, in America right now, 15 to 33 years old, if you can prove that you're Jewish and that you belong to a synagogue, you can apply for a free trip back to Israel. All expenses paid. Food, room, board, travel, just to go back to Israel to learn about your culture. Dope as fuck. Like, I was like, damn, I'm really jealous of the Jews because we ain't got shit like that for Africans. I said this joke 8 months ago.
Yeah.
Because there was no problem. I mean, there was no program, and I really looked into it. Like, I emailed Africa. You know what I mean?
I emailed Africa. God
I
damn.
called and left like several messages for Africa, right? And they finally got back with me, and they were like, look, it ain't gonna happen. The closest we can get you is a one-way trip to Brooklyn on a Greyhound. Motherfucker, you got to find your way back. So the last thing they was gonna do is fly my black ass back to Africa.
Nah, they
For
ain't doing
free.
that for free.
And take care of the whole shit just so I can find out who Shaka Zulu was.
Right.
If I can meet, Chicken George's uncle. If
Right.
I can meet Kunta
Oh
Kinte's
my
cousin.
God.
I would have loved that. Cut to this week. I hear that, I think this is in New York.
New York, yeah.
And it's starting with only like
New York.
young New York Africans.
Yeah.
And what I found out about the Jews, what's so great about the Jews is they actually put in a fund. Like, there's millions of Jews in America right now that literally give money just for a birthright. Just
Yeah.
because
Wow.
it's almost like if you're in a fraternity and you pay dues.
Yeah.
It's almost like that's how much they love their people and they want the new generation. So long story short, there may be a pot right now
Yeah.
with $90 to $100 million for all these young people 15 to 33 to go visit their country. I don't know how well that's going to work out with black people.
It's not.
And why you say that?
That shit ain't gonna work. A nigga wouldn't Uber you to the Slauson swap meet. You think he gonna send you back to Africa, to Ghana with a birthright?
You're kidding. First of all, wait, did somebody really not Uber you?
Niggas not gonna give you $20 to go from the Fox Hills
That's
Mall
not
to
gonna happen.
downtown.
Man, how I even know what man? Hell no. I ain't sending that nigga back to no fucking Africa.
Yeah. You know, and I
What
hate
you feel, Sam?
I hate to be the
Yeah.
It's
conspiracy.
okay, be real, be black.
I hate to be the conspiratory ones, but I think a lot of this has to do with having somewhere to send us. You know, everybody got somewhere to be sent. Everybody got somewhere to be
Let's
sent.
send them all back there.
But African Americans, they don't have nowhere to send us.
That's
you know?
true, they don't.
Right? So if, you know, they put money or flood money into us finding out who we are, you know, we're dealing with a lot of foreign issues with people that's foreigners and
Yeah.
making sure people that are not, you know, American natives.
That's
So
true.
it's okay, okay, African Americans, we know exactly where you're from. So I think a lot of these things is just about, let's help them understand where they are and work with
That's a
those
good point.
countries. And
That's
it's
a damn
funny,
good
Alex
point.
tells the joke, right? But it's a one-way ticket. We go over there.
I don't know
And
if I
it-
agree with
one
that.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
You got a good point. because
One way.
Now that I think about it, Sammy, there's a lot of us. The last thing they want to do is go back to Africa.
You goddamn right.
Now, I'm totally one of the ones that when I tell you that is my bucket list dream trip, and we almost did it for our honeymoon, but at that time, Brazy was pregnant, so I didn't want her to have to get any type of shots. But dude, when I tell you, that's the trip I want to do.
Oh, yeah,
I wanna
definitely.
Make sure it's
It's
back
a
and
both-
forth ticket. I'm getting a one-way ticket.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the thing. I mean, like, you got to remember, everybody in this country is from somewhere else.
Yeah.
I mean, look, somebody came, found the country, slaughtered all the people who were native here
Very true,
and took
very
it
true.
over,
Yeah.
and everybody came from somewhere else.
If
So
they
it's-
know you went
Yeah,
over
but that's
there.
not the reality that
Yeah.
most people that's screaming "Make America Great Again" and "America First" and people that's waving flags of patriotic, they
Right.
believe that this is their land. They colonized the land, and they believe it's theirs, right?
Well,
And
they
everybody
related
else
to
is the
Christopher
foreigner.
Columbus, because if not, then it ain't.
See, that's the
Okay.
scary part.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? I want you to pull said Brad's files. Did he go to Uganda last month?
Yeah.
Okay, make sure he doesn't come back, people.
And, you know, and this is actually a true
Trump
thing.
is getting better and better. You're starting to
It's
really sound like
amazing.
I've
Yeah.
been working on it. I mean, come on. It's amazing.
Speaking of Donald Trump, not to completely get off that, and don't forget where you're about to go with your next
Yeah.
chick shit. But
Chick shit.
said you said that right before you came here tonight that you were where?
Man, I was at the cigar shop because I had a little extra time.
Hold
so-
up. Speaking of cigar shop, I gotta
Yes,
give
give 'em
my
a shout out.
boys a shout out at Drobe Stokies, black owned, right down the street from here, right here in Inglewood.
At the J spot?
Yeah, the
No.
J spot.
The one next to the J spot?
No,
That's
no,
a-
no.
No, that's another. That was
Oh.
another. That was Debonair's, and they closed.
Oh, okay.
Not a lot of black cigar shop owners, which is another thing he's gonna talk about.
Okay.
But this is called Drobe Stokies. It's actually two blocks away from here.
Okay.
And my boy Jakeem and a few other black owners. And it's a real fly spot. So shout out to y'all, Jakeem, if you watching, man. So finish telling me, what were you over there doing?
So I was over there, and ironically, they were watching the presidential address. Man, if y'all haven't watched it after the show, go and watch
Well, it's
it.
gonna be on
Yeah, I
CNN
wanna
tonight.
watch it bad.
We'll see the highlights.
Yeah.
Tonight. Give us.
I
did
would
we miss
say,
anything?
man, I will say this, and I said I wasn't gonna say this publicly. This had to be the best speech I've ever seen Donald Trump give. And
Really?
I'm
Come
really worried.
Really?
Get the fuck out. Hold on, get the fuck out of here.
I'm really
No,
worried.
no, I'm serious. Get the fuck out of here. You're fired. How would Donald Trump say?
No, come on,
You're
really?
fired, said, get out. We don't want you in here anymore. None of you people, okay? You're gonna say I'm doing the best speech, better than Obama, record numbers, people.
All right, Sid, tell us what happened, man.
No,
So
I'm-
now that you
yeah.
said this, I need some details.
Man, you
Niggas
gotta
be
watch
talking
it,
out.
man.
All right.
The actual speech writers, whoever wrote this speech,
Keywords, the writers.
yeah,
He didn't write this shit.
he killed it.
That
man.
motherfucker doesn't know that Kansas City's not in goddamn Kansas. We're gonna get on that.
Showing the hell, oh my
Yeah,
God.
so
we'll
I-
get
we gonna get on that in a minute.
we'll
Yeah, so
wait,
I was
All right.
watching it from an objective perspective, not from a factual perspective. I'm watching it objectively in what most Americans, most middle Americans, and people that are on the fence and trying to understand, should we impeach Trump or, oh, okay, what should we do, right? And if those people are watching this, I think a lot of people are going to be shy now about pressing forward their senators about voting him out for impeachment. Just my personal opinion. Doesn't change my opinion of Donald Trump, but if I can objectively look at it, it was really a bad look for the Democrats, in my opinion. So I'm interested to see how the spin cycle. But to Alex's point,
What did he say for you to say what you just said?
man, he
Give us
pulled
some-
out
something.
every minority, every traumatic thing that happened to Americans. He giving out awards. Man, he had a black guy that was the Tuskegee Airman.
He's good at that.
He honored
He will
him.
place two
That-
words.
oh,
Donald Trump
dude.
will put a crip and a blood behind
He
it.
Yeah.
does it all the time.
Just
Look
to
at my
make it look-
African American
Yeah.
over here.
Yeah, look
Yeah.
up there.
Isn't
She's
he
walking
something?
behind me.
He's amazing, isn't he?
Yeah, no, and it was so crazy because I'm looking at him, right? And I'm like, yeah, for white people, it's like, yeah, he does like the blacks. He's not racist. Look at him. He's over there,
They're
you
all
know.
behind him
He's,
right now,
he's,
'cause
he's
they're
over
big.
there bigging up the.
Right.
So this guy, and it's like, yo, man, this guy's 100 years old. The last
Airman.
remaining Tuskegee Airman,
course.
but they set it up so great.
course.
So they had a kid there. So Donald Trump's now we can talk about this in later shows. So Donald Trump announced his new Space Force program. So now we have a fifth arm of the armed forces. Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. Now we got a Space Force.
Oh, wow.
So he has this kid that says, you know, he wants to dream to be a part of the Space Force. This little Latino kid, they bring him out and how his dream is to one day be on this Space Force, and his dream is to understand science and aeronautical engineering and all this kind of great stuff, and how he's for the Latino. And then I'm thinking the kid is Latino or mixed or something. And then the kid goes, and then on top of that, who's his? Then he brings up his grandfather. And the grandfather's this black guy. I heard him, and his grandfather is the last living
set it up,
remaining
man.
Tuskegee Airman, and he's sitting there with his Air Force uniform on and all his medals on, and I can just go on and on about this speech, but that just gives you a snap into it, and I can even see black guys in the room clapping, right?
Trust me,
And
it's
so.
strategically placed, and the cameras.
So
moving
I
it
can
up.
just
Absolutely.
imagine.
Him fooling anybody.
I can
The white
imagine,
people
yeah.
that are already on his side. They're like, well, I'm saying what you're saying.
Yeah.
They've been doing
Dude,
it for
it's
years.
So choreographed.
Yeah,
It is.
but I can
It's
think
so
about all
choreographed.
the low level thinking, and I'm not saying it in an offensive way, but for people that are low level thinking, not critical analysis,
Like
not
you're doing
understanding
right now.
information, right, and understanding spin, I can tell that a lot of people gonna eat it up, and he
It's gonna
doesn't
sway
need
their vote.
he
It's gonna
doesn't
sway
need
their
a
vote.
big number. When you're talking about 51% people want him out of office and percent want him, all he needs is to sway a 2 to 3% of people.
Right.
The whole point of this.
The whole point.
Did he
He
get on anything else, or was it to show
Man.
the world, look, I love Mexico. People
yeah.
are here.
He talked
Because
about
I'm
how
not-
the economy is up and the stock market up, which it is. Jobs market is up, which it is. He talked about inequality with on and on, dude. He killed it, or his speech writers killed it, man. And all the audience was just yelling and screaming, yeah, go Trump. 4 more years. He had the whole crowd screaming. It wasn't a Trump rally, but the whole crowd was screaming for. Man, it was so devastating watching this speech. Iowa caucus, we're fumbling over ourselves. We still haven't figured out who won the caucus from yesterday. We haven't even got the votes back. And so the Democrats are fumbling over themselves. We haven't really got forward with the senatorial impeachment process. And then he comes out with this like slam. He's not going to get impeached. It's
And
crazy.
that's one thing about these blacks, the black people. We're so easily manipulated. We can trick them, people. All you have to do is find an old Tuskegee Airman and say, look at my African American over here. Isn't he great?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. This is how.
Little Hispanic
Just ask.
child, send him to
Look,
space.
ask Kanye. Ask my friends from Puerto Rico.
Don't even get on that, right? So he brings out a homeless black guy.
Stop. Now you lying.
I'm not lying.
bullshitting.
I'm not lying. I'm not
Alex is
lying.
bullshitting.
I am.
Next you gonna say he brings out homie the clown.
I'm not
And then-
lying. I wish I was lying.
And then 50 Cent did the song.
I wish.
Like this one, and then at the end he had a pot of greens with some fried chicken.
I'm not lying,
So
dude.
look, black people.
He was strictly
They
targeting
didn't
us.
have him dressed homeless.
No,
He probably smelled it on TV.
the guy was dressed up. He was like, look, this guy was homeless a few months ago. Now, due to my jobs bill, he has a job now. He has a home now. Look at him. He got his life together.
He has a job.
It was crazy.
obvious.
It was
Job.
crazy. It
He gave
did.
one
People
nigga
didn't
job.
even
He
pick
was-
I gave
up.
him a custodian job in the Oval Office,
Yeah.
people. And believe
Yeah.
me, it's more than I was paid.
Yeah.
Omarosa,
Yeah.
that dog. I mean, come on. That's why the economy's up, people.
Yeah. And then
I
he
get
called
the
him a
blacks,
boy,
child.
right? They didn't even pick up the part where he was like, yeah, you know, he's a good boy. He said he called him referenced him
good
as
boy.
a boy.
And the man's
What?
59 years old.
No, this is like a guy maybe in his late 40s.
He's a good boy.
But did he look it? Because there
good
you go. He
puppy.
probably looked
He's
like
like
he
a
was
decent,
19.
good looking
They
black
made him,
guy.
come on, you know they made sure he was missing one tooth. You know, something real small.
He's a good boy. He's a good boy.
Newport.
I like to call him Sambo, people.
Right? Yo,
He's a great break dancer.
He's a great break
He's a
dancer.
yo.
His fried chicken is amazing, I'm telling you.
He's been shot 4 times in a drive-by.
Yeah.
And this guy survived. You
Yeah,
know,
it was a
I hate to say-
sad day for
It's
politics.
set up.
Nancy Pelosi was sitting in the back with her head down, man. It was horrific, man. I could
Like
go.
they set it up. It's like they put on a great production.
They put on a great.
And I hear you.
They put on a great
You're
production.
just the messenger.
You know what
I'm
it
not
seems
mad, and I'm
like,
glad
Sid?
you painted that picture.
It seems like
It's some bullshit.
it seems like that prosecutor's closing defense
Yeah.
to win over the 12 jurors.
Exactly.
And it worked.
It definitely worked. I'm interested to see the spin cycle.
Yeah.
You know, CNN, MSNBC, of course, Fox is gonna run.
Oh,
with it.
you know that.
They're gonna
Yeah.
run with it.
Okay.
Man, it was
You
one
know
more.
that
It
already.
was so many of these little nuggets. Even on top of that, right? He gives a Medal of Freedom award to Newt Gingrich, probably one of the most polarizing, racist guys on talk radio. I don't know what he's done to deserve an award. He even wheeled out Newt Gingrich, who's been off the air for a while, right? Brings him out and give Newt Gingrich award. He was totally shocked and surprised. He didn't even know he was going to get the Medal of Freedom award. Gave him one of the highest honor awards. Man, it was
So
so.
he threw enough smoke signal today for the people to say, "Oh, we forgot about grabbing him by the pussy."
Yeah.
Oh, they forgot about all that.
Not paying his taxes.
All that.
All the other bullshit. They just came
Yep.
with some amazing speech.
Yeah.
And you're so right. I hate that you. One thing that you said hit me more than anything tonight is when you said, "Raul, we gotta get the cat." Yep, okay. That all he needs is a little bit of a vote.
Yeah.
So, to all the smart people that are going, this bullshit set up ass production, all it's going to take, like you said,
Yeah.
is a few people that today's speech swayed it. Because that's all it needs, because he's
See,
got the
but
majority.
he didn't win the popular vote. When he won, he didn't win the popular vote. It was the electoral vote, right? That he
Yeah.
won.
That's what pushed him over the top.
Yeah,
Plus
that's
Russia.
ridiculous. That shouldn't even be allowed.
It shouldn't be. That's why I got my buddy Putin over there to make sure it is allowed. Okay. I'll have Ukraine investigate Joe Biden, and after this speech, if I can win over said brass, I mean, come on, I can win over anybody.
Let me tell you something. Your Trump is so hilarious.
Yeah.
If you weren't brown complexion with a beard, we could put put you in some type of makeup and get you on one of a Saturday Night Live or something.
Can
Or
we do
do a
orange
black
face
Trump
on
or
him?
something.
Can we do orange
Orange?
face?
Hey. Hollywood can do anything.
My
Just-
Hispanic neighbors
Give
in
me-
my house.
Orange face, just dress me up like Chester Cheetah, people. I'll be the new face of Cheetos.
Dude, you
Give me the
are-
blonde hair.
Little tangerine.
You are hilarious.
I mean, come on. I've been working on it. Ever since Obama's been out of office, I felt like I got to get a new voice, people.
Yeah.
This is it, okay?
Round of applause.
Yes.
Very amusing.
I don't get to do that anymore too often. So when I get a chance, I like to, throw it out there. You
Well,
know.
I hope he's out of office and you won't be able to do that
Yeah,
anymore.
Give us another. Give us another.
Give us some
Glenn
more
and Betsy.
chick shit.
Yeah, that's good stuff, Sam.
Speaking of racism, la la la.
Uh-oh.
No, this is a crazy one. Okay, this guy Santore Thomas is a black man who won a discrimination case and went to a TCF bank to cash his
Saw that.
check. They called the police on him immediately. They had 4 cops in there on this guy and started a fraud investigation. So this guy is now in another lawsuit with the bank for not taking his legit check.
How crazy is that?
Yeah.
They just
Wow.
straight racially profiled.
He
He's
could-
an ex-Air Force member.
Yeah.
And he had a legitimate case that he won and went into the bank and they're like,
They're like,
hell
this is not a real
no,
check.
we're calling the police.
That's messed
you know,
up,
that's what we
man.
got to answer for him. He can do his birthright to Africa, and he don't have to deal with that. He can just do his birthright.
He
He
can
don't have
just
to deal
cash
with
the
that.
checks over in Botswana.
Yeah.
No,
Exactly.
but
Just
it's,
cash it over.
It's disgusting.
Oh, it's fucked
Yeah,
up.
yeah, it's wrong.
It's completely 1,000% wrong.
Let me tell you something. Every time you go to the bank, and listen, I go to the bank, my husband writes me a check, I gotta put it in the account that pays the bills. And they sometimes call him, they sometimes do this, they sometimes wanna make sure this is that, and they hold the check. They let me know they're gonna
Yeah, they'll
hold
hold
it
it.
for
What about
8
it?
to 12 days. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I mean, that's fine. That's
It's a certain
the,
amount of money.
yes.
Yeah.
So if you see a check you're not aware of, call the number, find the company, hold the check for 2 weeks. You don't call the freaking cops.
Nah, not the
Yeah.
cop.
No,
Yeah.
this is the bottom line is, whatever that amount is, let's just say it was over $5,000, I'm assuming. Oh, that's an instant red flag for them.
Yeah,
a
see,
black man
yeah.
coming
Yeah,
here,
it feel like-
and in a city like, I think it was in Michigan, so I'm not sure exactly where it was. It's unfortunate, like, say for instance, I'm just throwing out a number. You work at a bank, and let's say 25 people came in here to cash checks.
Right.
I think it's safe to say out of 25, 23 of them were not African American or any type of others.
Right.
So when they see us walking in here, it's an instant, you're right.
Yeah.
We're not gonna get got because so many of your people have done that. And
Right.
it's fucked up.
It is.
Classic example of racial profiling. There's been times when I've walked in banks before as a comic. I'll be in another city, and I don't want to get on the plane with a huge check.
Right.
So, and since I'm not famous, since I'm not Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, or Kevin Hart, they're like, yeah, right. A $10,000 check.
Yeah.
Stand right here, we'll be right back. Nigga, I gotta damn near be quarantined. I mean, that's why I stopped.
They thought you was gonna run out, huh?
Either run out or it's fake or I stole it from somebody or
Yeah.
something. So I stopped. I learned that in the comedy world, just like whenever I do get like large checks, I just don't fuck with it until I get home. They know me.
So
they
you just
know
take
my
it to the
name.
city then, don't even cash it where you at, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's
I mean, I will
ridiculous,
tell
you
you,
know.
it's not. It is. I feel, and I'm sorry to say this, but like white trash is profile. Like my
profiled
stepdad,
also,
he
that's
did not
true.
have a lot of teeth. You know what I mean? Like, and
Yeah, no matter who you are, if you walk in with 3
Yeah.
missing teeth, yeah, right, you have a $10,000
my
check.
stepdad had
because
like
Yeah.
15
you should be able to
missing.
afford
Yeah.
some of them teeth.
That's true. That's how they gonna look
That's
at
how
it.
they
Well, and yeah, just in the grocery store, they're like, "Are you drunk? Wouldn't want to sell him beer." Like, he's not drunk. He drinks a case of beer a day. He's never drunk. Like, trust me, he drinks all day. But
Right,
it's
but
like
yeah, they get profiled
yeah, and it's really sad. I
Yeah.
would really be sad the way people treated my stepdad, because you know what? All in all, I mean, I love my stepdad. I don't care that he wasn't like an alcoholic. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
Like,
right, I
I
get it.
supported him growing up.
Right,
Like,
right.
See,
shit for
we
shit.
need to
But
take Betsy, wrap her up, send her into the elitist white community, right?
And
Because
speak to 'em.
a lot, and speak to your people, right? You know what I mean? Because a lot of this is like preaching to the choir, right? So
Right.
if we could just take Betsy, wrap her up, and take the movement into the community, we can probably kill a lot of the ills in society in the world and
I mean-
educate people, because we're just sound like we screaming at the wall, right?
That's true.
So, maybe we can try some things. Even when we move into the new show, maybe we can put like a man on the street with Betsy and
Oh,
go
no,
out
that is
Yeah,
part
we
of
and,
the
go,
plan.
and, and, go,
Definitely
and put her
gonna do
like
that.
the
She's
woman.
a
I'm
pretty
sorry, the
girl,
woman.
They'll stop and talk to her.
Yeah,
and
a woman on the
introduce
street,
stories.
right? Do you
I saw a
yeah.
white lady today, a meth head,
Okay.
that was asking for change, and she ran in the middle of the street and fixed this guy's bumper.
Aw,
The bitch had
that's
tools?
sweet.
She had tools and shit in the middle.
Let me show you something.
You videotaped
It's,
it?
it's totally irrelevant, but I couldn't help but to think
Oh,
about it.
that's funny.
She ran in the middle of the street. She was begging at Burger King.
You got to give them the setup one more time. You
Bro.
saw a white lady.
A white lady that was on meth.
head slash mechanic.
Slash mechanic ran in the middle of the street and fixed
Eminem.
the dude's bumper in the middle of traffic.
It was already messed up.
How'd she? Tell her I need some fixing on my car
It's funny.
too.
I know. Did you get the bitch's number?
Did he give her some meth money?
And does she paint houses? Is what I want to know, because I got a garage that need to be. Oh, that's funny.
She ran in the middle of the street and
I
did
wish
it
we had that
while
photo
the
up.
light was green at that.
That's when you know you need some crack or something.
Yes, badly.
Yeah.
That was irrelevant, but I just
It's
felt like
okay, 'cause it's
yeah,
funny.
yeah.
Betsy, give us some more
Damn.
relationship.
Okay, guess what, y'all? The UK ahead of us again. It's the first place to start public drug rooms. So people
Speaking
can.
of meth,
Right?
Speaking of meth, you can basically go here, legally do drugs, and it's given to you in an amount that doesn't kill you. There'll be no like ODN.
also it's like a junkie lounge.
Right.
It's like, come on in.
A junkie lounge. Come
No,
on
but
in.
I'm gonna tell you what I heard about.
Shoot up
Like,
your heroin.
Wow.
The real talk is this. They're sick of just like needles being all over parks, all over. Somebody could step on a heroin infused needle of walking your dog. It could have HIV. It could be all kind of things, right? And what happens is there's so many overdoses from people getting bad shit. What they're doing in these, because I did my little research, what they're doing in these junkie lounges, there's professionals that can test the shit you're about to put in your body and let you know, okay, just so you know, that's not meth, that's antifreeze and hot sauce.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, I think
You
they
about to
also
smoke mayonnaise and Ajax.
Wow.
they give it to you too. They give you a drug that's like not like so you don't overdose.
How's
Like,
that
they
legal?
administer
So
it.
doctors are also there's people in each one of these lounges.
Yeah.
So if an overdose happens right there, they know the medical procedure. Instead of just people dying in parks,
Right.
and dying,
Yeah.
it's like since it's gonna happen anyway.
Yeah, they're gonna do it
They're like,
anyway.
they might as well be in here where you can get some type of medical attention. The needles are clean. You want to smoke your pipe? Here's a nice little.
How
clean-
is this legal?
Yeah, I
No,
know, it's
I've
crazy.
been saying
It's
for
kinda
years.
fucked up, though,
Do
man.
you think? Because I've been saying for years, I've been saying, let's do this. Let's build like a dorm community,
lounge?
dorm community for homeless people. Let's give them drugs, make sure they don't overdose, and have them work during
So-
the day cleaning up the
See,
streets.
I think that's
A
a
weird
little bit messed
situation,
up
yeah.
because we're
fucked
talking
up.
homelessness, right? Everybody homeless isn't on
Not
drugs.
everybody, but
Right.
people on drugs.
A large
lot.
amount.
Yeah, that's
Shit,
true,
I'd be
right?
worried
And they
if I didn't have a
say,
house.
and they will tell you, we would rather just be on the street and live free and do drugs. I'm like, okay, well, I get that.
I see where people have a problem because it almost looks like you're condoning it.
You are.
It almost looks like it continue smoking your crack
Yeah.
and your meth, and we got a nice little place. It's like the W. It's like the Four Seasons.
It is.
You might meet a crackhead bitch
Yeah.
at the bar.
That shit is like,
You guys say, hey, I do meth also.
Yeah.
they got a bartender with meth and shit. So what do you want today? Huh?
Yeah,
But
right,
is it
right.
mean? Is
You know
it
what,
mean
we're gonna
though?
smoke that crack
Is it
here. Are we
mean
gonna
to
smoke
what?
it to go?
To like, you know, I don't know. I think, you know, nature sometimes has to run its course, and when man influences nature, you know, I can see people thinking that's mean, but why can't we just let nature run its course? If people are misabusing drugs and dying, like why are we not letting nature run its course? It's like saving a deer that gets killed by a lion, right?
But it's a
Eventually
tough
you're gonna
call,
die.
Sid. It's
You're
a tough
go-
call,
yeah.
man. It's a tough call because you got people out there, loved ones, that are on this shit, right? And it's almost like, you know, say for instance, you know, I have family. I got two family members one that you know died of a heroin overdose, another one alcoholism. It's like they're wrong. It's horrible that this drug is taking over their lives like that. But you almost wonder sometimes. I wonder what my cousin's doing. Is he in a park using dirty needles of some shit that may be antifreeze and Ajax? Or is he at that fly ass lounge downtown across the street from the W? Since we can't stop him from doing crack cocaine, at least he's doing some help. Well, not the word healthy, but I don't know now. I'm fucked.
I just don't agree
But you know,
with that.
you know what I mean? He's doing it where. What am I trying to say?
He's
Somebody help me.
safely doing it.
I don't agree with that.
Even
Yeah,
though we
I
want
don't
him
either.
to stop and we know it is
Yeah,
killing
I
us.
don't agree with
not.
that
He's
either.
I
not
don't
gonna
agree with
stop.
that not
Oh, wait,
one bit.
But you don't agree with that because
No,
here's
I
the thing
don't.
too is let me explain something to you. And this is a big thing you should know. And I dealt with an issue, and I think a lot of people deal with an issue. Sometimes people on crystal meth, if they have schizophrenia and then it comes out, they become a danger to other people.
True.
And
Absolutely.
they're on the streets doing this, and they like in my neighborhood next door, somebody spit on me, somebody physically attacked me, somebody this all
Hi, I'm
drug
Matt.
related. Why wouldn't we give them a place to stay? Just let them keep, because this is
Yeah.
what they're gonna do. They're
But
not
I
gonna
think
say-
that we living in a society now where we're just condoning everything.
I hear what you're
It's
saying.
nothing
It's
that's
like saying they
inhibited.
gonna shoot, just give them
But
bulletproof
we
vests.
don't- yeah.
Hand out bulletproof
Bulletproof
vests.
vests,
They
yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
blast on each other.
I think we
But
should
they-
do that too.
Yeah, we don't call anything wrong anymore, and we don't.
Nothing's wrong no more.
Nothing's
I hear
wrong
what
in
you're
this
saying.
society at
People
all
have
anymore.
to be punished.
Yeah.
People have to know consequences.
Because
People
yes.
have to know if you do this.
Right.
This is the
this
end
is what
result.
happens.
You know-
I hear what you're saying.
You know what
It's a
that
tough
sounds
call.
like to
What
me,
do you think?
Alex? I've heard certain parents before would say, "Well, I'm just gonna give my daughter condoms and let her have sex at my house. At least I know where she is." I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
no, you're right.
so you're not promoting not doing it at all until you can, you know?
Yeah.
And that's a great topic because I'm gonna take it a step further with your son. That's like saying he smokes weed because I remember being like, well, I remember parents go, I would rather him smoke it here in our garage than be out there in the streets doing something. But what I want to tell him is he gonna be in the garage and the streets.
Yeah.
So I hear what you're saying, but then you get the people that feel like, well, if I help him, then it's like I'm with you. How about we work our asses off as parents, as people that are trying to tell these young people wrong from right? How about we start it at the root before it gets there?
Right.
Yeah.
And then we won't have these problems.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying, but the next level is what you're saying. You did try. I'm pretty sure the parents out there didn't want their kids to be on meth by 16.
Absolutely.
Pretty sure you didn't want your daughter to be a fucking hoe by 17 with 3 kids.
Right.
I know you didn't want your son to be playing with, but it happened.
Yeah.
So here's the next level.
So we're
You
not,
say,
but we're
"Well,
still not correcting the problem. All we
I
doing,
understand, but
all
you-
we doing is still perpetuating the problem. So we're still dealing with the results of the problem.
We are.
So let me ask, okay, so y'all are all parents, we're not. I mean, don't you feel like you are so obsessed and love your kids, you are gonna do everything you can to
Yes,
stop?
that
Now
is
at
very
15,
true.
Absolutely.
when somebody told you no.
Well, but
No,
see,
no,
that's
I
a
get
false
it.
equivalency. What I would do for my child is different from me saying a government or a system or institution enabling it, right? So I'm not saying don't love your child, don't do the best you can do to support your child and helping them fix their problem. That's a different conversation than saying we should set up a whole building and let everybody have the drugs and do the drugs they want
Or
and create a safe environment.
set up a room for
Right.
our teenagers to have sex.
Yeah, we're not doing
If
it.
they're gonna do it here, might as well give them some pillows and some lube.
Yeah,
They don't need a
You're
room.
gonna
Yeah.
take it in
They do it in a
Right.
car.
Take it in
Yeah,
there
and,
safely.
yeah,
Might as well.
I hear what
and
you're
if it's
saying.
no
I hear
fucked
what
up
you're saying.
environment or fucked up consequences that come from people doing these things, we can't even show them the end result of why we should teach them not to do it.
Right.
It's like I can't get in my car and tell my kid or godson, hey, don't do drugs because this is what you're going to end up looking like when, oh, this looks pretty cool to me. They're in the lounge and
Yeah.
it's safe and it's cool.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
we don't
It
even
looks
have the
cool.
teachable moments to teach these kids.
So what will it be?
This is
I think I'm gonna go with the meth and
Right.
bacon
Yeah.
meth.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have meth and a crack bagel.
We're gonna have a meth and a quick bagel.
Yeah.
What did you say you want that for? Are we gonna smoke that here or are we gonna smoke it to go?
Let's smoke it here.
You know what? We're
It's
gonna smoke
safer.
it here. And throw in a couple extra needles.
There you Clean ones.
Clean ones.
Clean ones.
why I
Not
love
those
you.
ones from Pookie on 4th Street.
Do you guys have any syringes for us? You know, I know what you like, baby.
You know I know what you like too.
Yeah, there's gonna be all kind of like people are gonna abuse the privilege. You know.
Yeah.
that's gonna
It's gonna be fucked up, man.
I mean, you know what though? It is what it is. You can't stop people from doing what they're gonna do. But okay, if you want to keep them on the street,
But don't
old
build
ass-
them a mansion to do it in.
It's a dorm. It's a dorm. It's not a man.
Nah.
They got
I'm not with it.
3 TVs and watching Power.
I mean, it's
There's
like
a
if you don't
bidet
want
in
your
that motherfucker.
if you don't want your kids to have sex, don't buy them a
Foot
car.
massages in
okay?
there and everything,
Don't
bro.
buy them a car. as
It's a tough one,
teenagers.
and I wish we had a phone call right here because I would love to hear what everybody has to say.
Yeah, that would be funny.
But
Shit.
eventually we're gonna have that when we get back to Dash. Shout out to Dash Radio. Also let them know how they can, before we get on to this next topic, tell them how they can check us out on YouTube.
Yeah, obviously you can check us out on youtube.com/The Funny Don't Stop Show. As always, go on there, like it, subscribe us, get the alerts so you can see when we're going live and join in on the conversation in the comments.
Absolutely.
That chick shit always sparks up some sort
I
of.
love it.
Extra
Also,
shit, right?
big shout out to VibeFreak.tv. The Funny Don't Stop. So talk to us about some more stuff. You always got some interesting stuff.
Big shout out to my man. Like, I'm obsessed with this guy, Joaquin Phoenix. Such a great man. The British Awards, what was it? Film Awards.
It was like
It's
their British Academy
like the
Award.
Oscar, yeah.
Oscars for Britain.
So basically, he calls out.
No, he just went out there to receive it in Britain.
Oh,
But
okay.
he's not British. He's American.
Yeah.
He's British.
And oh, by the way, Prince Harry gave a speech about this too. Basically, he calls out a lack of diversity in the film industry.
African Americans, to be exact.
Yes, and says that it's a shame that there is no one of color that is up for awards. 18 people, I guess, were up for awards, and they were all white. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Well,
Pretty
let's
sure
just be
that's
real.
what it
Let's
is.
just be real, and
Yeah, let's
I'm
just
a
be
huge
real.
fan.
Not to cut you off. Let's just be real. That'll be the last Joker he ever does.
No. See, that's where you're wrong, and I'm gonna explain why.
Okay, go ahead.
and I'm gonna go back and say what you said so people watch.
Okay.
But I gotta finish what I'm gonna say first. We win far between. Every blue moon. It's facts. Oh, they'll always let us present. Fillers, look diverse. It takes somebody huge, and what you said is right.
Yeah.
So for the people that didn't hear what he said, no, he's white. He's gonna get more offers. I'm not trying to be telling the truth. They get fired up.
Right.
I'm gonna talk what you know. Speech of I had a great run, and it was the Eagles, and I just want to say thank you to the city, and you guys meant a lot to me. And of course, I'll take the job.
Right.
It was the Eagles. They just hired me.
Right.
Before he can even finish, they're gonna get fired. And I said the flip side, black press conference. You see the coach like, what I'm gonna do?
So what are you
You go sleep with my mama, be at my mama's house. So what you gonna do for a job? That's what I'm gonna do for a job.
What are you gonna do for a job, Coach?
I'm Coach Pop Warner in the city I grew up in. I heard they hired up in Popeyes too. Like when we get fired, 20 years ago, when Marlon Brando spoke up on behalf of diversity, they're so huge. It'd be like if Al Pacino or Robert De Niro. You would have thought Robert would have by now because he got a black wife and he loves black women and all that. But when they speak, it's not as different when we speak. He spoke the truth, man. He said there should be way more diversity.
Right now, he said also. And I want to say this too.
It's going to spark them to it.
100%. Let's just call it what it is. Joaquin Phoenix, 0 kids, okay? And he calls out the environment future of kids for animals because the second wild animals are gone. Guess out at the Golden Globes. People for flying private jets. Stop flying private jets. I'm going to do better. You do better. But please.
What's the reason?
Because the emissions in the air, the gas, it's all such a factor of global warming. He made sure he didn't want to go. Racism, he calls out, he calls everybody out.
And you did bring something else up. I'm glad you brought it up.
He did.
He goes, you know what? And I'm not just going to be basic. Up here just talking it.
Yeah.
It starts, he goes, I'm guilty of that also. In my TFDS films, he has projects dealing with, you know what? I need to employ more diversity in African Americans also.
I think what was the best thing was the end part where he was saying that be the I think that was probably the most deepest part of what he said. Why make it the duty of people that are suffering from racism be the people that have to be the force to fix it? Shouldn't it be us, the ones who actually created front lines, to be the ones to fix it? So I'll give him points for that.
So shout out to my
He's a real one.
Let's get on to the next
the man.
I hated you in The Gladiator, but you're a real one.
But he ain't
Hey,
no
he's one of the
joker,
great-
the
yeah, he's
joker.
one of the
But
great actors,
I
yeah.
will just say this one thing and then let's move on. He
Yeah.
is the one standing out at every march for the environment, for fur, for all these things to fight for the right. He is on the streets as himself, holding up a sign like an average human. It's amazing.
Wait, I got to throw something out real quick
Yeah.
because we only got 10 minutes.
Oh,
Hey, it's kind of going backwards, so I got to say something real fast. We brought up Donald Trump earlier. So with the Kansas City Chiefs winning the Super Bowl, with there's 52 players on the roster, I would honestly say there's at least 40 of them are black, 35 black.
Yeah.
Do you think they're going to make that visit to the White House? Or do you think they're going to boycott?
Well, I know Andy Reid's going. He said he
Yeah,
is.
he said he think it's going to be an honor.
Yeah,
he
Andy
actually
Reid
said it's
an
going to be an
honor
honor to go.
So he's going for sure,
'cause
for sure.
He's missed out on it all these
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
But
But as far as the team, I don't know how they feel.
it's a fucked up situation to be in because he's, you know what?
Yeah,
And he
is.
he wants to make that trip like all his counterparts and all those other great.
Yeah, he
coaches
wants that
did.
historic photo.
Yeah,
you
that
know,
historic
Super
photo,
Bowl.
but, like, how do you think the brothers on the team feel?
So do you think Mahomes is going to go? I
Yeah.
think he's going to go.
I think he's going.
Yeah, I hate to sound, I'm not trying to sound like
what's
he's
the DB from LSU?
Tyrone
I
Matthew.
don't think he's gonna go.
Yeah, all the the real brothers is gonna be like, no, we good.
I don't think Hill.
It's
I
fucked
don't
up
think
that it has
Tyreek
to be
Hill's
that
gonna
though,
go.
but dude, you know what I mean? It's fucked up that it has to be
It is
that.
kind of fucked up. It has to be that.
Because it's always
such a-
our
an
entire lives to
honor.
be an honor
Yeah.
to
It
go to the
is.
White House. Think about all those brothers on that team that have never been there. Just would happen to be
It
just
is.
assholes.
Anybody. It'd be an honor.
But it,
Anybody.
yeah.
Anybody.
And
Yeah.
the cold part about it, the pressure that us as a race put on our fellow, because we sitting back looking like, let me see this motherfucker going to the White House.
Right.
You know, we waiting to call him Uncle Tom for
Yeah,
pulling
but
up.
we get up and go to our job every day and go please our white
Absolutely.
supervisor on our job every day.
So it's a lot of pressure on these guys. They want to go, but they don't want to be called a coon if they do go, you know?
I guess while we're on this subject, I got to slide it to Sid real
Yeah.
quick. While we were on the subject of Joaquin Phoenix at the, I think it's the British Oscars or British Awards. Tell us about your boy Daniel. Is it Kaluuya?
Oh man.
And he was the star of Get Out.
Daniel
yeah.
Kaluuya.
He's the black dude in Get Out. And also,
Okay, I know who you are.
and he's actually an English black man. And
I didn't
while
know he
we're
was English.
Yeah, while we're on that topic, talk to us about it, Sam.
Yeah, you know, I caught him on one of his interviews. I forgot who he's interviewing with, but Daniel Kaluuya says he's growing tired of talking about race. You know, Kaluuya's 30 years old. You know, he's been the star role, as Alex just said, in Get Out. And, you know, this goes back into the line of people that aren't African Americans, or so say, you know, political term, ADOS. You know, they're representing us as African Americans on screen and representing us as African Americans in their profession and in their walk of life and in some aspects in their celebrity. But notice how when they get stardom and fame, they quick to let you know, hey, I'm not quite an African American, I'm Native African, right?
Right.
And so for
And
me,
he said I just happen to be black.
yeah,
correct?
he wants.
Which is true.
Yeah. So for him, he felt like talking about racism and always talking through the lens of racism, that kind of belittles him and the fact that he doesn't want to be seen as a black person.
Wow.
So I
Also
think
kind of like OJ said, I'm not black, I'm OJ.
pretty much he did the entertainment
look at me
actors
as
version.
transparent.
The entertainment actors version of that. And so for me, this goes back to probably 20 shows we did ago, and a lot of people was mad at me for saying this, but just peep how they're always going to have people that aren't native-born African Americans or so-called African Americans be African Americans and bringing in this big onslaught of British-speaking people that aren't so say native to American be us and play us, and then when they get to speak for us, they are not able to see through the lens that we've been through from our ancestors and speak to us in these causes. So I don't want to talk about Trayvon Martin. I don't want to talk about, you know, Sandra Bland. I don't want to talk about any of these black issues,
Right.
because I don't really see myself like those people.
So you think
Right.
the fear
Do you
is-
think that's what he meant?
I do think that's what he
Okay.
meant, because he went on to talk about that, right? He's like, look, I don't really identify with that. And I'm not mad at that. I'm trying to expose or awaken a lot of African Americans. So I think that just because we see somebody with the same color as us, we think that they identify as us and we identify as them.
Right.
But
It's two completely different worlds.
two totally completely
A
different things.
black man born and raised in London is not having the same experience of a black man from Brooklyn, Calliope Projects in New Orleans,
Yeah, it's
or South
different.
Central
It's
LA.
different.
Yeah.
So it really, and to be real, this is a whole nother show. Said, I know you know this, and I know you know this, Savvy. There's Nigerians and Africans that hate black Americans.
Oh, yeah, I know that
They
for sure.
feel
Because
like
a lot
you
of them
don't
are
know.
rich and royalty.
And they feel like by 9 years old, they know 9 languages.
Yeah.
You're in the land of the free motherfucker, and all you speak is gibberish, jive,
Yeah.
and fucking, what's the other, Ebonics? So they
Yeah.
look down on us.
That's true.
Do you think the fear is that with people that like one day there's gonna be a Friday or Boys in the Hood, and every single one of them's gonna be black actors from London that should have.
That's what you should be
it can
writing
happen.
right now. Like, that's some shit right now.
That's definitely gonna happen.
You should be
It's gonna
writing.
happen.
I don't know
Yourself.
what.
Bitch better have my money.
Get
It's
yourself.
gonna happen. And we're gonna be sitting around and we're
Oh
gonna be the
my
minority.
God.
You can't get the job
You-
as a nigga that really came from that shit.
We're gonna be the
Alex, you hit your
minority
next
of the
$1 million.
minority. We're gonna be the minority of the minorities. It's gonna be the Trevor Noahs. You can run down the list. The Idris Elbas. All of these
I gotta
guys.
give a shout out to Key and Peele did do a funny
Yeah.
ass sketch.
I think I sent it to you.
I think you should do what I tell you. That was one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. It was like a cast of English black dudes
Yeah.
trying to play American street dudes.
Right.
Oh,
And they
man.
just, like, hey, you know, this white motherfucker, I wish a nigga would. You run up on me, then cut. He's like, it's just not black enough. He's like, the scripture, it says right here, it says, break you off, bitch, motherfucker. He's like, give me my money, motherfucker.
No.
It's not black enough.
So a little background on what Alex is talking about, right?
It was the
No,
funniest
the
shit.
British guy, the white director, thought the British guy was doing a good job.
Oh, that
but
was
the,
it, yeah.
But the black guy who was actually playing the ghetto guy,
Right.
he was like, you're not what the black guy is doing. And
Right.
the black guy was totally playing, acting great. Yo, break yourself, da-da-da. And then
I'll kill you,
but the
mother-
British guy who was playing aside him, they were both playing black characters.
Yeah.
But the white director thought that the black guy was doing a bad job and the British guy was
Dude.
doing a great job.
Please, after the
Yes.
show, please tell me you still have it on your phone.
I probably got it. I just go through
Dude,
my sins.
You have to
Yeah.
send it to Savvy. You have to send it to Betsy.
Yeah.
Because when I tell you, this dude was, he was so damn gangster.
Yeah.
And the white guy's just like,
Nah,
just-
it's not working
not
for
black
me.
enough. It's just not,
Not working.
And the dude that's 2 weeks over here from Liverpool, he's doing this great.
Great. Yeah, and he was horrible.
He was
And
fucking horrible.
it was such a great skit and a
It's satire,
microcosm
man.
of what we're really dealing with in today's society. And you can't blame anybody but ourselves because we always see through the lens of race what everybody else in the world do not look through the lens of race. They look through the lens of nationality.
I
But go
want
ahead.
to end the show on something very funny, and it's a chick shit from our girl Betsy Cox.
Oh, darn.
Please tell us about the British woman, the OAP, whatever that means, because this shit's hilarious, and we only have like 3 minutes left. So.
Okay, speaking of British women, this British OAP, it's like a pension money she gets monthly.
And OAP
Woman,
means something funny.
it's like what was it? It's some kind of pension. Do you know what it is? The OAP.
something
It's like
about-
if you're over this age, you get this much money. Oh, I have
She's
it on my
a
phone.
rich British chick.
Okay.
Okay.
And there's a word. It's something that like something.
I
It's
sent it
old
to you.
people money or something.
Yeah,
something.
it's
You
like
sent it to me.
Yeah. Okay. So her name is Iris. She's
Iris
married.
Jones.
Yeah, Iris Jones marries an unemployed 35-year-old man from Egypt.
Wow.
And he says that it's not for the money that she's a rich English woman. He's 35 and she's 80.
And she says he made her feel like a virgin again.
Because the sex is so incredible.
That's sick.
Oh.
Yeah, look at her.
Oh.
Oh my God, no. She didn't make him feel like a virgin. It's just, bitch, you ain't had no dick in 52
What's
years.
that wrapped on her leg?
So you ever had dick in 52 years? So if you haven't had dick in 52 years, you're gonna feel like this
I
is
ain't
the
mad
first
at
time.
it. I ain't mad at it.
That's
That's
sick,
the
man.
male version of the of the gigolo or the groupie, right?
And,
Yeah.
and he's, how about he's unemployed?
Yeah.
And said that it wasn't because of her money.
Oh, well, shit, well, that's his job now.
Yeah.
He ain't unemployed no
No, he
more.
got a side piece that's 28.
Right.
Oh, he got to.
He just waiting her to kill over and get all her
pretty much.
inheritance,
Yeah.
all her inheritance. He in the will.
Now, but I wonder if she said the sex is so great and it makes her feel like a
Virgin again.
If he hits it hard enough and she dies during sex,
Nah.
did he kill the pussy? I mean, did he murder her? Then would that be like and then he gets the check right away or what?
Like there's no cherry to pop, but he might pop a hip.
That's sick.
What the hell?
People crazy, man.
He might be. I don't know if he gets that money. I don't know how
He
that.
gonna get it.
I
She
wanted
gonna
to
will
end
it.
the show on this. So good luck, Iris and the Abdul guy. We don't know how that's. I want to check in with them
Nasty
like 6 months from
bastard.
now. Yeah.
Right.
Some guys will do anything when it's tax season.
Anything, man. Anything with Texas.
Right.
I'm like that song, Alex, but I won't do that.
And on that note, you guys, this is what we do every single week at the Funny Don't Stop Show. I've had a ball. I leave every week with a headache because I'm laughing at y'all crazy asses every week. But I really, really do appreciate you guys. Savvy, let them know where they can find you at.
Yo, you can find me on Instagram at savvy_amusing.
There we go. Betsy Cox.
On Instagram at Blingin' Betsy Comedy.
Said Brass.
You can check me out, Sid with an SEDBRASS.
That's right. And my hashtag is the Funny Don't Stop. My Instagram is at Funnyman
Yes.
Alex Thomas. And right here, check us out every single week on
The Funny Don't Stop Show. Man, we gotta get Dano back to get that music. The Funny Don't
Can't
Stop
do
Show.
music.